Hey everyone, okay, so today is a video on hooded eyes, the top 4 most common mistakes that people make with hooded eyes. So let's just make a start because no one likes going on. Just remember as well that this is just a video on makeup. Nothing I'm saying is set in stone, so you can do whatever you want. It's just merely advice and tips. Take them as you will. No need to write horrible things or say that you're going to hurt my firstborn because I don't have any children and I'm never going to. I don't like them. Okay, so let's make a start. Number 1, so this is the 4 most common mistakes. The first one is, what is the first one? There it is. Not curling your eyelashes first and applying the faintest amount of mascara. With a hooded eye, this area, particularly the outside corner, kind of falls over the lid, and it can make it very, very difficult to understand where to put your eyeshadow, particularly when you're sort of coming to the end of it. By curling your lashes first and applying the faintest amount of mascara, and I really mean like almost nothing, it will open up the eye and give you a guideline of where to apply colour. So that's the very first thing that you can do that will really make a big difference in your eyeshadow application. Number 2. This goes along with number 1, which is to use a push liner and to push eyeshadow into the upper lash line as well. So you've curled your lashes, you've put a tiny bit of mascara on, and it is just, I can't stress this enough, it's barely anything. Then push liner black into the lash line. This will give you the darkest lashes and the most defined outline of where to apply your eyeshadow, because that is the biggest struggle, is that we often bring the eyeshadow down, and we don't want to bring eyeshadow down, we always want to bring it up so that our eyes aren't sort of getting downturned. So those 2 things alone can make the biggest difference. Eyeshadow mistake number 3 is applying a very, very shimmery eyeshadow all over the eyelid and then right the way up to the brow bone. Anything really, really shiny and very, very light reflective, our eyes are caught to it immediately, and by applying this onto the lid and then up into the crease or onto the brow bone, we are then, all over. We're then drawing attention to everything that we don't want people to see. The place to apply Shimmer Eyeshadow for hooded eyes is on any area where the lid is visible. So for some people it may just be this inner corner. That's fine, don't worry about it, just apply it there, it'll still be visible. You can also apply it really finely just above the arch of the eyebrow, but a wash of it all over isn't really going to give you the kind of look that you're looking for if you want to minimize that hooded area. Okay, the 4th thing is, this is very general, but the more arched the eyebrow is on a very, very hooded eye, particularly a hooded eye that's been acquired through age, as we get older it's become more hooded, is that there's more space to fill. So you have to fill that space with something. Therefore, a slightly straighter eyebrow or one with slightly less of an arch tends to be easier to deal with when you're talking about eyeshadow application, because there's less room for error and there's less room for you to be applying eyeshadow, especially if you don't want to. It's very general, don't worry about it. If you've got arched eyebrows and you love them, go for it. It's just merely suggestions. Okay, so 5th is, and this is like a bonus one. I'm giving you a bonus, so lucky. The 5th one is to think about the hooded area. So the hooded area tends to start here and it can come all the way in over the eye, over the actual eyelid itself, or stop halfway, whatever it is. What you want to do is take a brush like a crease brush or a big kind of blending brush like this, which is like my number 16. And if you apply a matte shadow that is approximately 1 or 2 shades darker than your eyeshadow, than your skin tone, so an eyeshadow 1 or 2 shades darker than your skin tone, you would just quite literally to the hooded area apply it all over the eyelid, all over that crease, that hooded area, all the way in, so it meets that kind of tiny bit of shimmer that we put on the inner corner. Using a big brush like this, you can just sweep it over, and because the eyeshadow that you've used is only a couple of shades darker than your skin tone, it will look natural and flattering, and it will give a huge impact on helping to reduce and recede that hooded area. So you could go in a 2-prone kind of effect. You put the little bit of shimmer on here. You would then take, say, a matte shade, a couple of shades darker, apply it from lash line all the way up to the hooded area, and then you would apply your final shade, which is the darkest shade, but you wouldn't apply this all over. You would just say apply that to that very outside corner. Even if you have to lift up the eye in order to find the eyelid and apply it there, then just take that brush that you originally used, the big one, and blend that, and by blending it, you'll blend it up and out anyway, rather than trying to use a really, really dark colour and work it in that way, which can be very, very difficult. So there you go, that's the 5 actually most common mistakes that people with hooded eyes make. Let me know if you have any issues on hooded eyes, because I can make videos for them. I do not have a hooded eye, however I treat mine like a hooded eye, because the reason being is when I'm looking at you, you can see my eyelid from outside corner to inside corner, but I have very, very small eyes and not very much space, so I treat them just as I would a hooded eye. And if you want to know about your eye shape, then you can click here or go into the description bar, because I've listed some videos that will help you try and understand if you have a hooded eye or not. Okay, thanks for your comments that you will no doubt write, and I shall look at them and I shall be pleased with them, because they'll be nice. And if they're not, I don't know what I'll do. I have to give it some thought. See you all soon, bye bye.